So again, let me give you a little bit of an introduction here to Chapter 8. The purpose of this chapter is to dissolve the mandala of the hand gestures of sealing and their symbolic handheld emblems, or to disclose them, not dissolve them. And those are indicative of the Buddha body. So we talked about speech in the last chapter, so we're talking about the body here. An aspect of the mandala of meditative stability. Then the Tathagatas, having divulged the mandala of secret mantras and its blessing, consecrate the limbs of the body as the mandala of meditational deities. So there's a connection with the limbs, so there's a body mandala that's a part of this. And other practices we know also use body mandalas as a part of that as well. So the mandala of hand gestures comprises those that represent the ground, path, and result. So first we have all phenomena is perfect in the magical net that are sealed primordially and spontaneously by Samattabhadra in the seal of supreme enlightenment. Then the hand gestures of the path emerge in three successive phases. First, the causal basis, the indestructible palms, the seed syllables of the male and female Buddhas located respectively on the fingertips of the right and left hands joined together, giving rise to the sealing hand emblems of the various deities. So we'll go through that. Secondly, the all-embracing hand gesture by joining the index finger of the right hand with the middle finger of the left hand, and the remaining fingers are joined together in pairs. The central male and female deities of the mandala are united, along with their surrounding deities, and giving rise to the supreme bliss of spiritual accomplishment. Thirdly, various hand emblems indicative of the diverse deities of the mandala manifest from their respective seed syllables through the hand gesture of the indestructible fist, Vajra fist. Okay. Sealing hand gestures of the result refer to the true nature of mind, the abiding self-nature of reality, and seals associated with provisional and conclusive results. In the meditative experience and feast offering ceremonies, there are provisional hand gestures whereby the limbs of the central deity are emanated as the 42 peaceful deities, and the thousands of Buddhas, 21,000 of Buddhas, and even inconceivable Buddhas. By contrast, the conclusive seal of Buddha body securely acts on behalf of all beings through its diverse manifestations and the diverse teachings of the 9 vehicles. The conclusive seal assumes indefinite appearances for the sake of practitioners, and it gathers within the abiding nature of reality all physical movements. So that's an overview of what this chapter is all about here. So let's begin then. We have the enlightened body as the mandala of mudra, or the body. So this continues then the mandala of the mudra, or body, and the way the mandala radiates. So all limbs of the body and head and so forth are blessed as the natural, spontaneously present mandala of deities. And so that's the way it radiates, the brief explanation. Then you have the extensive explanation of the intrinsic nature, which covers the ground, path, and result. Starting on page 374 then, first we look at an explanation of the ground as spontaneously present mudra. So all apparent phenomena, aggregates, elements, and sense sources, are kayas and wisdom free from meeting and parting, similar to fire and it being hot. Qualities are integral. This is referred to as all phenomena being primordially sealed by Samattabhadra's mudra of supreme awakening. When this is sealed, this never departs from the great perfection of evenness. never departing from being in the state of freedom from transition or change, is referred to as difficult to transcend. Next we have the next section here, the path that actually accomplishes the mandala of mudra. So here we have cause, general, and individual mudras. So first the cause at the top of 375. So here we have the general section first. It is said that the head, that's our head, or the head of the deity, is the Tathagata, the Buddha. The right arm is Akshobhya, the left arm is Ratnasambhava, the left leg Amitabha, the right leg Amoghasiddhi, the middle finger is the Vajra family, the forefinger the Tathagata family, the thumb the Ratna family, the ring finger the Lotus family, and the little finger is the Karma family. Then in the second paragraph it describes the Vajra palms. So these are the hands with the fingers touching. And these are the root cause. At the tip of the 5 fingers, the right arm of the Akshobhya, upon 5 sun mandalas round like peas, are the 5 male syllables of method. Hong, Om, So, Ong, Ha. Upon the 5 fingers of the left arm of Ratnasambhava, on the 5 moon mandalas, like split peas, are the 5 female consort syllables of prajna, or wisdom. Mum lam mam tam bam tam. By uniting the 5 fingers of each right and left hands, they connect with each other and become Vajra palms, the cause for the mandalas of the individual deities to arise. And then in the next paragraph, down about the 5th line, all mudras are included within 4, namely the Great Mudra, Mahamudra, Dharma Mudra, Samaya Mudra, or Commitment Mudra, and Karma, or Action Mudra. Visualizing oneself as a magical or rainbow-like deity is the Great Mudra, the Mahamudra. Visualizing the syllables upon the fingers of the hands is the Dharma Mudra. From that, visualizing the hand emblems is the Samaya Mudra. And from that, the right and left hands transform and cross, which is the Karma Mudra, which is explained next. But before we do that, I made up a little handout that might be helpful. And so those of you who are doing this online can look up the attachment here for this. So there's more information connected to this online. No, this is the online also. So here at the top you can see the body mandala, which was described first, the 5 parts of the body. So the head as the Buddha or Vairocana, and then the right arm is Akshobhya, and so forth. And then the 4 mudras that it lists. Now this list is a little different than many other lists of 4 mudras. Usually the Dharma Mudra is replaced here, if you look down below at number 3 footnote, as the Jnana Mudra, or the Wisdom Mudra. So this is a little bit different in this particular case. And then the hand mudras. So we have then the families themselves, Vajra, Buddha, Ratna, Lotus, and Karma, and the Buddhas associated with each of those, Akshobhya, Vairocana, and so forth. Then we have the finger that is used for the particular mudra. So the middle fingers are used. We'll go through the advanced ones here before, but initially it's just the palms, so it's the fingers coming together. So the middle fingers are the ones you have Hong and Mom. The symbol is the Vajra associated with this one. The index fingers, we have Om and Lam. The wheel is the symbol, and both deities have the same symbol, use the same symbol. And then the thumb is the So and Mam, and the jewel is the symbol. And then the ring finger is Ong and Bam, which is the lotus. And then finally the little finger is the Ha and Tom, and that is the sword. So we do that, we can hold it this way. Now there is another way to do this, and you can do this depending on the actual text at the place. It discusses doing this with a Vajra fist. So the thumb would be on the inside this way, and then as you do them one at a time. So the first one, you start with the middle finger. So you would do the two middle fingers together. Then you would do the two index fingers together, the thumbs together. So you have to have the thumb outside to do that one. And then the ring fingers together, and finally the little fingers together. Okay? So that is the way that you would do that. And then right at the very end of the part that I read to you, it talked about the crossing over of the first finger and the middle finger. And so you can see the diagram there that shows that. And so the middle finger of the right hand crosses over to the index finger of the left hand, and the index finger of the middle finger of the left hand crosses over to the index finger of the right hand. So the two of them are crossed over. Okay? This way. This way. So the hands have to be up. Okay? Then you take middle finger of the right hand, touch the index finger of the left hand. Okay? Then take the middle finger of the left hand and bring it over to top to touch the index finger of the right hand. No, you don't do this. Okay? You keep them here. Upright.
I don't know how I can.
Upright. Maybe you can help her with that. Okay? Okay? And then the remaining fingers, the thumbs, the ring finger, the little finger, just touch each other naturally. Okay? So that's that crossed over one that it refers to there. Okay, so then it continues on then with the general mudra that originates from that. And so here at the bottom of page 375, by visualizing the right forefinger as an Om and the middle finger as a Mum, and directly connecting the tips of both, the tips of the remaining 8 syllables cross and connect on the left and right. Hong with Mom, So with Mom, Ah with Mom, Ha with Tom. Equally united with the 5 families of all victorious ones, this mudra generates the city of exaltation. Okay? Then we move on again to let's go down to the bottom of the next section here, toward the bottom of the page. From that, the individual mudras of the deities that emanate. And so this is divided into a number of different parts here. So first are the mudras of the 5 male and female Buddha families. And each of those has 5. So we have a 5 by 5 kind of a pattern here that we are working with. So the first we have is the visualizing oneself as the kaya of the principal one. This is the great mudra. And then within that, except for the syllable Hong of the right hand's Vajra fist, the other 4 syllables are hidden. That's what we're talking about, the Vajra fist with the one hidden on either hand. Okay? So the middle finger's extended, everything is in a fist form. And then it is touched at the heart. So the right hand, first of all, the Vajra fist with the middle finger extended, touches the heart. Okay? And that is the Dharma mudra. And then the Hong melts into light, and we imagine that it becomes a 5-pronged Vajra and blazes with light, and that is the intention Samaya mudra. And then by executing the fist with the left hand, So the left hand, the syllables upon the moon are gathered inwards, so the 5 syllables of the heroines are hidden. All of them disappear, okay, in Vajrafist. The bell is rung. And by holding this with the Vajrafist in the manner of embracing the consort, the bell is indicating the thigh of the consort is placed upon the left thigh. So it's like you're reaching around in doing this. Now, you can't actually, if you actually had a consort in your lap, that would be almost impossible to actually do that. So this is a visualize, so it's a crossing over kind of thing. And you can think of it as actually putting the bell on your own right thigh, held in the left hand, and you visualize it as being on the left thigh of the consort. Okay? So those are the steps there as a part of that. And then there is the male's offering to the female, the male mudra, and this is said to be the creation of karma mudra. Meditating in this way, the intention is the intention karma mudra. By releasing the mudras on the left side, thinking that the hand emblem dissolves into the female consort's heart arouses pleasure. And then reciting Hong Benzadrik is the Dharma mudra. And hence there are 7 mudras included in these 4. Both the intention and creation Samaya mudras are considered to be the Samaya mudra. The intention, dharma, and expression of dharma mudras are the dharma mudra. The others should be understood accordingly. So he's giving us a very, very detailed explanation of the various mudras and how it's included and so forth. And if you really want to get into this, it gives you lots of detail to really get into this. But conveniently, it also gives us an out later on. Performing the mudra of the female consort, then, while visualizing oneself as Akasha-Visvara, is the great mudra. Within this, from the syllable mum, upon a moon with the left Vajra fist and the middle finger is extended. So this is just the reverse of what we did before. The Vajra fist with the middle finger extended. At the heart, so it goes to the heart. And the other 4 syllables are hidden inward, so the other fingers are hidden in the fist. This is the Samaya mudra. At the tip of the middle finger, designated by the sound of mum, from mum upon the moon seat, imagining that the ringing bell blazes. So in this case, we imagine the bell ringing. We don't actually ring the bell. Is the intention Samaya mudra. Up on the sun of the right hand, places the 5 syllables of the heroes upon the right thigh of the male consort. So again, visualized as reaching around, the Vajra fist reaching around to the thigh, crossing over this way. Okay. So let's see. Right thigh of the male. This then is the sign to unite with the consort. When the head of the female consort bows slightly toward the male and she gazes with a smile at him with the expression of pleasure, this is the creation of karma mudra. Then by releasing the mudra on the right and reciting Moon Dati Shori, think that the hand emblem dissolves into the heart of the male as an expression of Dharma mudra. The actual meaning of this is that the Vajra wheel and so forth indicate the 5 wisdoms. So be a different symbol with each of the ones as you work through each of these. So that then gets applied to others. Now it goes on through each of these others in basically the same format, slightly condensed from what we just went through. But on the handout that I gave you step by step each of these. So on the left hand side you have the male deities, right hand finger extended at the heart, the syllable becomes the symbol, Make the left fist, the bell is rung, we embrace the left hand on the consort's left thigh. The symbol dissolves into the consort's heart and arouses pleasure. And then with the other hand, the left hand, the finger extended at the heart, the syllable, visualize the bell ringing, it blazes, the right fist, you reach around, embrace the right hand on the other's right thigh. She bows, gazes, and smiles. Okay? So that's the basic format of each one of these. And so if you can get the basic format of what's involved, then it's easier to work through this because these mantras were in the previous chapter. And when it was talking about the mantras, these are the mudras that go with those mantras. So you combine those together when you do those. And so then, so we had the principal one. It just lists the principal one here, which would be Virachana. And then with Akashadatvishvari or White Tara would be the consort. And so next it goes through the last paragraph here on 377 for the male-female Akshobhya. So then it goes through the two of them. And then the first paragraph, first full paragraph on 378, we had the male-female Ratnasambhava. Next paragraph, male-female Amitabha. Very last line on that page, male-female Amoghasiddhi. So that goes through all of those. And again, the pattern is the same for each of them. So it's just a matter of learning the pattern and connecting it with the appropriate mantra. Now when we do these, we've been using a very condensed version of mantras, and as a result we're not reciting each one of these mantras. So in the practice text that we're currently using, there's not a place to actually do these hand mudras. Okay? So just to be aware of that. And that's real common when you do daily practice things because they condense a lot of material. So then we're on page 379 and the second paragraph, beginning with the word second. The mudra is for the male-female sattvas. So now we've done all of the Buddhas and their consorts. So now we have the male and female sattvas. So these are similar. In particular, when each seed syllable transforms into the hand emblem, it is held in the right hand of the male at the heart. The females hold the hand emblem in their left hands to the heart, and the left hand of the male embraces the female's left thigh. The right hand of the female embraces the male's right thigh. Then the hand emblems emerge from the Mam and Utpala, from the May and Nagaspreg, and so forth. And then the hand emblems of the males are that from Cham emerges a jeweled sprout, from Trong a blazing sword, from Hring a white lotus, from Dzing a blazing vajra, from Tilam a Dharma chakra, and from Hong a precious sprig. So they go through and they list these, but you notice that the description of the process is exactly the same as what we had before, but before it didn't include the actual symbol that was included. So here on the one that I gave to you, we actually have the symbol as well. So then it goes on and explains the hand emblems of the female consorts and so forth. So you can go back through and it gives these with much more detail. But again, it follows the same pattern over and over again. So then on the top of page 380, we had the mudras for the male and female gatekeepers. So here at the four entranceways, we have the 8 male-female wrathful ones. The mudras of the 4 males are from the Hong syllables. We have here a brandishing a club marked with Nri, 5-pronged Vajra club, in the manner of suppression, a skull club, many coiled snakes, in the manner of suppression, a Vajra, or a crossed Vajra club that functions to suppress, all held in the right hands. In the left hands embrace their consorts with the threatening mudra gesture. The threatening mudra gesture is the index and little fingers pointing out and then the thumb holds the other two fingers. Okay. So those are the gestures, and then it goes through the 4 mudras of the females, from 4 pates, and the hook, the lasso, the handcuff, and the bell, and it gives a little bit more description of those. The next paragraph then has the mudras of the 6 sages, and remember that the 6 sages don't have specific designated consorts as a part of that. So according to the purpose of those to be tamed, there are the various mudras. Since it is not just one way, there are no determined limit or number. When the variations are synthesized, there are 6 mudras, or hand emblems. And so those represent the vina, armor, staff, scriptures, receptacle, and fire and water. So then from the 6 seed syllables, the mudras emerge and are held at their hearts. They do not have consorts. So the mudras there are just the hand mudra of the males. And the consorts are indicated by non-conceptual consort of space. In this way, the consorts are utterly non-conceptual space, a phenomena free of limitation. So going to page 381, about 5-6 lines down in that 4th line down in the 2nd paragraph, or 5th line down the 2nd paragraph there. Here it is taught that even though the sage of humans must abandon the desirables, it is not taught that others, that is, other sages, must do the same. This is because the mnemonic kaya appears in whatever way is deemed necessary to tame. Not revealing the actual consort is due to the enumerations and emanations of deities. So 5th, then, we finally get around to Samattabhadra and Samattabhadri. So here, to reveal the radiance of the ground from the hands of Samattabhadra, in the mudra of evenness, the wisdom of 5 rays of light radiates into the 10 directions. His legs are resting in the Vajra posture. The consort, Samattabhadri's 2 hands, are in the perfection of evenness mudras like the males, and her 2 legs rest in the full lotus posture. So that mudra of evenness, lock the fingers together except for the index fingers, which are pointed together. And the same mudra for both Samattabhadra and Samattabhadri together. So when we recite their mantras in the text, that's the mudra that we would use for that. And then it gives a brief synopsis. There are further alternative mudras which accomplish each individual family. That deity's mudra will correspond to the specific family. Moreover, for the Vajra and so forth, the hand emblem of each family will be revealed. Or, as previously shown, the mudras of the 5 Tathagatas will be shown. At least the Vajra palms pressed together should be executed. Okay? So here's the out. We can always do the ones with the fingertips pressed together. Okay? Which symbolically represents all of those. And then the last paragraph at the bottom of the page, when the color of the hand and hand emblems are explained, this refers to the principal Samattabhadra. For the male-female Samattabhadra, as the radiance of the ground, not having fallen to any direction, only the mudra of evenness is taught. So that's that one that we just looked at. Moving on then to the next page, 382, talks about the result then. And first is a general explanation, the fundamental intrinsic nature of the mudra. So first, the originally pure nature of the mind is that within the great mudra, or Mahamudra, or Rikpa, whatever concepts arise primordially abide as the supreme gathering of wisdom. This is the ultimate way of abiding. Realizing this through the kindness of the Lama, awareness arises as the method of whatever appears in prajna without fixation. By possessing this self-liberated oneness, when internalized even without moving or arousing the body and limbs. Every activity such as going and staying abides within the great mudra. Hence, there is no need to perform contrived mudra. And then he gives the specific explanation here. So we have the mudra that temporarily appears. And so this is related to the body mandala. It gives great detail here. I'm not going to go through all of the detail here. This you can read each of those. But it deals with the body and the limbs representing the 42 peaceful deities. So it goes through the 5 males, and then the 4 sattvas of enlightened mind, the 4 sattvas of enlightened speech, the 4 gatekeepers, the 6 sages. So we have 23 male deities. And then the females with the 5 female consorts, the 4 goddesses of objects, the 4 goddesses of time, the 4 female gatekeepers, and the 17 female deities. Then those together are the 42 deities of the method, or the 42 peaceful deities. So it gives detailed placement for each one of these in the body, so you can see how that constitutes the body mandala. And then I'm in about the middle of page 383 here, clearly visualizing them in that way. Secondly, the elaborate mandala of the 1,000 Buddhas manifests at the heart centers of each of those 40 wisdom beings abide similar to the deity. And so then it has a threefold emanation. And then each of those with 5 deity crown, and each of those then also that gets us up to about 360. And then with the 40 deities of prajna, the complete mandala for each one of those, we get up to 1,000 of them. And then he gives an alternative explanation that can also reach 1,000. And then for the first full paragraph on 384, had the visualization of the mandala of 21,000 Buddhas, and he goes through how all of those are emanated as a part of that. And then in the next paragraph, once familiar with that, then the 4th training in the mandala of inconceivable Buddhas is as follows. In that way and so forth, from each of all previous Buddhas, 21,000 Buddhas are generated to become the meditation of the inconceivable mandala. I think that means it's too complex to visualize. No. And so then it goes through and it gives more detail about each of those things. So then at the bottom we have benefiting beings for the 3rd part here. The way of benefiting beings through the ultimate mudra has 5 parts. The first is the way distinctions are shown for the purpose of those to be tamed. And that includes when ultimate awakening occurs, the purpose of all mudras for taming those boundless ones to be tamed will then appear. According to the perception of individual beings, they reveal themselves as the individual kayas of the Buddhas, Chakravartin rulers, and so forth to accomplish the aims of beings. The second one talks about the way in which these mudras are perceived, and gives some explanation according to the individual aspirations of the individuals to be tamed, the vast assembly to tame through whatever means are necessary. Third, we have the way that never wavers from oneness, is just a single dancer himself, draws in and extends his right and left legs as just as many peaceful and wrathful deities appear from a single wisdom form. So it just spontaneously manifests outward like a dance. And that is the intrinsic nature of primordial purity, although not intentionally prearranged. The peaceful, wrathful, and various emanations are revealed through spontaneously present compassion in accord with the perception of all beings. Fourth, because of those to be tamed, the enumerations of mudras are shown to be uncertain as follows. In brief, all mudras, such as the supreme awakening and demon subjugating, cannot be defined in a single way by saying, this is it. From the perspective of method and prajna, there are 2. From the perspective of enlightened body, speech, and mind, 3. Activities, 4, and so forth. They multiply accordingly. This is because all bodily movements and execution of mudras abide as a central nature of the mudra of deities. And then 5th, everything is subsumed in the great mudra of the fundamental nature, Mahamudra. So, in short, all movements of the body and gyrations of the limbs abide as a matter of course as the great mudra. Hence, aside from everything itself abiding as the primordially awakened nature of phenomena, nothing exists to abide, not even as a subtle particle, such as saying something is impure as a mudra or phenomena. It is said one's body, speech, and mind are the deity, mantra, and mudra of the nature of phenomena, or they abide as mandalas. This speech is taught by the Buddha Samittabhadra himself, the one who has purified the 2 obscurations without exclusion and possess supreme wisdom knowledge.